Okay, and so up next, we have Martin Day.
Okay, now you can start. Now you can start.
Yeah, I would have loved to leave that in. All right, so let's give this another try since we laughed way too hard at the last one. Up next, we got Martin Day fighting Anderson dos Santos. Anderson's a nice vet here. The standard where he's currently at is a little bit disappointing. He didn't look good against Andre Ewell. He's at the tail end of his career. It's kind of like, what are we going to see from this man that's going to kind of impress us more than what we haven't seen yet? Martin Day comes in. He's had a few months to try and bounce back from his loss to Davey. He had a bad decision against Lou where he looked fairly good, but, he didn't go his way. From what I've seen of the man, he has really good cardio that's going to really help him in this, especially against the vet. So, where do you see this going?
Yeah, you said it best, right? I think Dos Santos can probably mix it up a bit better in terms of trying to get it to the ground and things like that. Poor guy had COVID earlier this year. So they're both 0-2 in the UFC. And I'm hoping that the layoff kind of helped them both. You know what I mean? Because Day's a great striker. So with these guys, you're going to get kind of the what we love. So some of the fist flying and stuff like that. But at the same time, you kind of want to see some guys improve a little bit. And I think Day, to be the complete MMA fighter, he does need to get better at the ground game. And even if he wants to keep the fight standing the whole time, like even try to avoid those takedowns and stuff like that. He's exciting. He's got great size for the bantamweight division. That's my favorite part about Day, even as like a dog. I'm hoping he's the dog as we get into your favorite part. But Dos Santos comes from a really great camp, right? We were seeing all these guys. Right? Within the last two cards, the amount of guys from Team Oyama that we've seen, it's pretty incredible. But they all seem to be in kind of like the right mindset to be able to take on these UFC fights. Probably have, the coaches in Dana's ears being like, yo, we got enough guys to come up there. So, whenever you're ready, Uncle Dana, we ready too. I don't know whose voice that is. I made it up.
I was going to say, who runs this camp, man? That they sound like this.
And so, yeah, I just think Dos Santos will need to keep it active, change levels very often, avoid Day trying to move it around, mix it up on the feet. If he can get this to the ground and kind of work a lot of that grappling, I mean, he could grind this out and even maybe try to look for a submission if he needs to. I think mixing up too much on the feet could be costly for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And, given all of that information, back into that favorite part, but where do you see the Vegas line landing on this, given all that information you just threw at me?
Yeah, so, I mean, the big part for me, I think, when I went into it, I was hoping that Day would be the dog for personal reasons. I don't know why. I just think that Dos Santos has what it takes to be moving up in the UFC. And so I just think from an unbiased perspective, I do see him being the favorite. And it's not by much. I really did have him at a minus 140 favorite with Day coming in as a very, very slight underdog. And I thought that could even change over the course of time.
Yeah, so in fact, that cardio aspect seems to be playing into the line a little bit because Day does come in at a minus 175 favorite. Okay. They do believe that youthful aspect is going to kind of play into his advantage. Dos Santos comes in about a plus 150 dog.
Yeah, and so I mean, I will say this: if there was, in my current mind, if there was a nice little parlay bet originally, I would say Day. The plus 105 line that I had for Day was really based on, the camp hype. The size was really on Day's side, but at the end of the day, I just thought there was a lot of hype coming in on Dos Santos, but. They read through that very easily with that minus 170.
Yeah, I think some of that hype, I do believe some of that hype maybe has died down given his last disappointing performance and, just that level of expectation that there is for Dos Santos.
Yeah, so I think the big thing with that is you've seen, Perez, unfortunately, lose in his fight. I think Marlon Vera might be the best guy out of the camp overall in terms of recent fights. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're seeing kind of that big skid, not just from him, but from the camp overall. And hopefully they can bring it back this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for that one, but you may be seeing a Day and Kai parlay.
K-Day.
That's where I was trying to get that, but it was just a fumble in general. As usual, hit that bell button below, subscribe. Ring. All our information is in there. We got playlists for you to click on, some of our prior content. Instagram, Twitter, it's all on there. Our pics will be up there. Always, it's a pleasure, my man.
You too, guys. And then, frankly, Pi said it best. You search a fighter. There's some guys we've already covered a few times, so feel free to check them out. Subscribe, like. Pies, I love you, bro. Can't wait to get into the next card.